get it in. So, wait, let me fix this. Okay. I don't know why there it is. All right. Yeah. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite podcast. Riffin with Griffin, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. Riffin with Griffin. Riffin with Griffin. Riffin with Griffin, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Riffin with Griffin, baby. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. Today, NBA preview. Season started last night. The rest of the games are today. They're probably going on right now. Well, not yet. My buddy Hasan got into a little bit of an issue. I want to give you my thoughts on it. Britney's book is out and there's bombshells in it, right? Plus news notes from around the world. And as always, welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. What up, y'all? Welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. As always, I'm a little late in the day today, and I'll tell you why. Some stuff going on in the Griffin household. All good. But anyways, as always, please subscribe to the podcast. I don't know why it's making that flickering thing, but whatever. Subscribe to the podcast, because that's let's get away from that, because that always helps the pod. When you subscribe to stay alive, Twitch. Wait, what's going on here? Twitch. I'm always on Twitch, so, check me out, all my Twitch followers. It's a good way to also support the show, so I appreciate that. So make sure you check me out there. And, for those people on Patreon waiting for that extra content, I promise you it's coming. It's just like a joke to myself right now, but it's just like, it's hard, dude. I'm here by myself, but I'm working on it. I got some people helping me with some stuff, so because I'm gonna be around a lot, it's probably gonna be all baby content, but I still want to do my reviews. But I like doing my reviews on the podcast, you know what I mean? Welcome to all the people in the live chat. I appreciate you guys for being here live on YouTube sometime on Wednesdays. And you guys are here now, so I appreciate that. Let's talk about my dates coming up right off the top. So this weekend, I'm going to be at the Comedy Zone in Greenville. Greenville Comedy Zone, 27th to 28th. Just Friday and Saturday, 4 shows. So if you're in that area, come check me out. And then I got a new show. It's not on my website, but if you're in the Los Angeles area, I usually do my Erik and Friends in the small room at the lab. Now I'm going to do it in the big room, main room, Improv, November 1st. It's a Wednesday, November 1st. Come check me out. And it's going to be, I got a great show planned. Damon Wayans Jr., Craig Robinson, Ian Edwards. I got a bunch of great comics that are going to be on that show. I'm going to try it out in the big room. So if you're in the LA area, a lot of LA people watch my podcast. Come check me out on November 1st at the Improv. Get your tickets now. They'll be on my website soon, but you can go to Hollywood Improv website to get the stuff there. Just had this Olipop is messing with me. And then November 2nd, I'll be at the Orlando Improv. Just one night, Orlando Improv. So let's do that one. And then Side Splitters in Tampa, November 3rd and 4th. Got some other dates coming up, but, for now, that's what I got going on there. So you guys come check me out. Erik Griffin live. Come check me out do stand-up. I'll be killing it out there. What's going on? So first things first, been a, regular week for me. I got my car, everybody. I'm going to do a solid review of the car after I drive it for a little while, but I got my car. I got my Lucid Air Touring Edition, white. It's kind of like this off-white color. feel like an old man color, but man, I love it. It drives smooth. Like everything about it is great. And it really hooked me up too. So I got 3 years of my lease to get Electrify America charging. Okay. So I got that. So you just pull up to Electrify America, plug that sucker in, and it just does everything for you. Charges fast, right? So I can use my home charger or I can use that. So much range. It's so luxurious. I'm glad I made this choice for a lease. It's the fanciest car I've ever owned. But you know, I like electric cars. I like the idea that you could get like updates and the software and the car somehow gets better and all that stuff. I love all that. It's the future. That's the one thing I like to spend my money on. And so, you know, I'm leasing this, and we'll see if I want to buy it at the end of the lease, or they have a SUV that's coming out. But shout out to Lucid. They made the whole experience great. They send you a Uber Black or a Lyft Black, whichever one it was. But the fancy car comes and gets you, takes you out to their showroom in Torrance. Then I walk in, and then like the car is like, you know, on a you know, it's got the car cover over it, and then they took it off, and it was like ta-da, and then the guy helped me like through all the setup process. It's really dope. Like it's got face recognition, so when you sit down in the car, you know, it knows it's you. So then it adjusts all your settings. You can use a key fob. You can use just your phone, or they have this like card. I think Tesla does the same thing, you know, and the car just knows you're there. So you just walk up to the car and the car opens. And it's just on. There's no on switch. It's like so like high tech, you know, and I love all that. Yeah, I love all that stuff. So look out for a review of the car. I will be doing that. Can't wait to do that. Cause I'll do like what I'll do is I'll do a video, like a separate video. I'll still go live on my podcast, and I'll just play that video of the review of the car and tell you what I think about it. I'll give you my honest review about the tech and everything like that. But like I say, what I love about these like electric cars now is like, you know, if there's something kind of funky about some tech, they're working on it, and then they put out a over-the-air update, as opposed to like, you know, you got a gas car, old school, whatever the technology is, that's it, you know. And then it would always be frustrating because then like, you know, you have a 2022, and then in 2023 they got all these new trimmings, and you're like, what? I want that, you know. So that's what I like about electric cars. But anyway, whatever, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's not for everybody. First world problems, right? So, you know, whatever. I can't feel bad for everybody, right? So, and once again, I think I would be remiss not to say, you know, I still, let me just call again for peace in the Middle East. Like we used to say when I was a young kid, peace in the Middle East, you know. I realize it's a difficult situation. You know, it's like being around a Jewish family, and then also having like, I didn't realize how many Palestinian friends I have too, you know, and it's like, man, war will be terrible in that area. It's just terrible. All the things that have already happened so far is just horrible, and my support goes out to innocent victims of this situation, and I hope they can resolve this conflict. Okay, I really do. All right, what else is going on in the Griffin household? Oh, so, you know, Rachel's 6 months. We're close. We're getting close, right? So now we're setting up the nursery, and like my office is a mess with all my crap that was in this spare bedroom. Now we're going to make it to the nursery. So, which was like originally Rachel's yoga room. Then it became the multi-purpose room. Then it became her shoe room. Then it became like, you know, so now it's going to be the nursery. So now we're moving everything out of there. And man, what a process that is. But so we wanted to get this, she wanted to get this particular stroller. So we got this like, and it was like, I'm just telling you, all you people that are like pregnant and you're about to purchase these kinds of things, look out for the deals, man. You really do got to look out for stuff because, so she wanted to get this Orbit stroller. It's kind of pricey because it's a whole unit. It's the car seat. It's the bassinet. It's this, it's that. It's all this, you know, it's like a 6-piece thing with all this stuff, right? So if you go to the actual website, it's a significant amount of money, right? Just for that. Then they throw in some stuff, whatever. So she's looking around and she finds there's this other store. It's like a baby store that sells the same system, right? From that company. But, you know, they're like a wholesaler or whatever. They it's like how you could get an Orbit stroller at Neiman Marcus, or there's like a couple of stores that you could get this thing from. So you could go to Neiman Marcus and they might have a deal where, hey, you buy this stroller, we throw in this, but it's not from the company's deal. So she went to this other website, I forgot the name of it, and it turns out if you spend a certain amount of money, like the price of the stroller, they'll give you $600 in store credit. So I was like, well, that makes sense. Because now we can like do that, and you get 15% off if you're the first customer. Oh, man, I wish I could remember the name of the store. I should give them a shout out, right? This is terrible podcasting. But so we did all that. So then the stroller came like this. Like literally like she ordered it a day ago, and then it showed up FedEx today because they don't want you to like change your mind. It's when you're spending that kind of money. They're like, get this stroller. Send it. Full send that stroller. So we got the stroller, and then this is what I want to talk about. You ever like just the dudes out here, husbands, feel me? There's like 6 boxes. You have to unpack everything. Okay, right? You unpack everything first. You take all the plastic, you put the parts, you get the instructions and everything. Rachel want to just grab the wheel. She want to grab a wheel. She grabs one of the wheels and is like, okay, we have to snap this wheel in. I'm like, hold on, woman. Can we look at the instructions? It was like, oh my God. You know what I'm talking about? It's like when you putting something together. I'm trying to put this thing together. I said, we have to go one step at a time, please. And then it turns into like, well, you're yelling at me. We have to do this together as a family. And I'm like, okay, oh my God. And if anybody feels me out there, just give me a shout out. Have you ever tried to put something together with your wife and it just like it goes 3 times as long because of having to correct whatever's going on? Like you trying to read the instructions and she trying to skip past it. So, but that was fun. Once we put it all together, it was like I really felt that like butterflies in my stomach, kind of like I was pushing the stroller around the living room like, oh my God, I can't believe it. So, knock on wood, everything goes well. So anyways, that was that little tidbit of news that's going on. Oh, another quick news that's going on too. I can't believe like this is like they did this. They're doing this fast, guys. But as you guys know, I directed Matt Rife's Netflix comedy special, and they already have a preview. So let's take a look at it. This is my Netflix directorial debut, y'all.
I can't stand social media, which I know is crazy because it's why you're all here. If you ever eat someone's ass, then break up, bro, I would fuck a grandma in a heartbeat. I know that's gross. Just testing the waters. Just seeing if y'all are still fun. Just wanted to see.
November 15th, y'all. November 15th is coming out. Just wanted to, I hope you ever hear that. I don't know if I never know if my thing is working right. Yeah. So anyways, so that's coming out. So I'm excited about that. November 15th already. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be huge for him. He's just one of the biggest comics in the world right now. Just, whether you think he's funny or not, whatever. I just want to tell you the dude's a funny, charming dude. Let me just tell you a quick story about Matt Rife real quick, just so you guys. So, and we're doing a documentary about him right now. But anyways, so we're out in, there's like a video on the internet right now on his page where there was this old guy at the show. Right, this old guy was like outside his tour bus, and the guy was just waiting, and then Matt finds out about it. Somebody tells him, one of these guys, like, "Hey, this dude out here." And so Matt goes out, starts talking to him, and the guy's like this 74-year-old dude, but he's one of these guys that like sells autographs. He so he collects autographs. This is what he does. It's just everybody, all the security know him. They're always kicking him out. They're always like, all right, too much, man. Right. But he's just a sweet old man. Right. Matt gives him like extra tickets to the show and puts him in a better seat. So now the guy's sitting like center and like really great seats. And then like, so at the end of the show, Matt calls me out and we're doing this like crowd work together. And then Matt's like, where's Fred? So like you can see the video on Matt's page. And then like, the guys, it's in like, I had this pillow of Matt and I make a joke about it. And this girl's like, I want the pillow, And we go, if you make out with Fred, we get the pillow. And she's like, I'll do it. I'll make out with him. So then it's like the crowd goes crazy. It's this fun moment. You know what I mean? So then after the show, we're getting ready to leave. We got to go to the next city, and then they find Fred, and then Matt's talking with them. And, Matt's grandfather died. His last special was dedicated to his grandfather. And I can tell Matt has a soft spot for this, So then, like, we're filming him and we're like, to talk and whatever. Then, when we're done filming, Matt's like he finds out that the guy, this Fred, he was $1,200 away from paying off his car. I don't know how the conversation came up, but they just were talking and the guy was like, yeah, I'm doing this and that and I'm almost done paying off my car and this and that. So then Matt scrounges together cash. I had like $500 in my wallet. So he was like, yeah, I'll pay you back. And I was like, all right, I gave him the money. He found some other money from other people. And he's going to give this old man he doesn't know $1,200, And I say, well, let's film it. And he goes, no, I don't want to do it like that. That's not why I'm doing it. And I was like, cool. And then he goes and gives this guy $1,200. The look on that old man's face, he almost was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? You can't. And the guy was just like, he couldn't believe it, and then it just, and I say to him later, Matt, I was like, I know why you did that. And he was like, yeah, he looked very much like his grandfather. And it's something that Matt wanted to do, was to take care of his grandfather. So he became rich and famous before his grandfather, who he loved so much. His grandfather died before he could do all the things that he would have wanted to do for his grandfather, change his life. You know what I mean? And so he gives this old man $1,200, and it's just like, that's who that kid is, man. I'm telling you, love him or hate him, he is a genuinely good dude. And I am really happy that everything that is happening to him right now is great, and just a testament to all of us of just like, just don't change, be who you are, be genuine, and then good things will happen and you can, pay it forward. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But anyways, guys, let's go to the comments as we like to do. Let's go to our comments section. And I also have a poll, not a poll, but a question and answer up for the people in the chat if you want to say some things. All right. Gregory Spike MD. Hilarious. Look, everybody keeps going back to this Matt Rife episode I had, and somebody says his arms were so tiny back then. That's funny. Let's see here. No, I'm not gonna read that one. I had some good ones. Somebody said, why you whispering, Angela, looking at the Bobby Lee and Steve episode. It's so stupid. D's Nuts 1947, stupid name, but thank you. It says love you, Erik. Then let's see. Ken Pachi White 707 says, Griffin, I know it's not your thing, but I want to see you play some fighting games. Time to challenge yourself. You think Call of Duty makes you angry? Just play some fighting games. Bro, let me tell you, I have already done that. Remember when they redid Mortal Kombat like 2 or 3 years ago? I got that. It is just, when you play fighting games, you could play with your friends, okay? And then that's fun because you're playing with your friends, but you're not always playing with your friends. So then you got to go online now to play games. And you're just playing with 10-year-olds with the fastest fingers in the world, and those fighting games are all about these combinations. It is not fun at all. There was another game, too, that was like DC Universe. Like, it was like DC characters, like Superman and Wonder Woman and all the DC characters. And it was like a Tekken Street Fighter type game where you fight, that I could never get you knowing all the powers, all the button combinations. I can't do it. I've tried and it was so annoying. Waste of money. Spent $99 on both those games. Waste of money. Can't do it. By the way, it's the reason why I don't like playing like Madden online. You ever try to play Madden online? Like it seems like everybody is an NFL offensive coordinator on the fucking thing, man. Everybody you play with is like knows how to do everything, and you just feel stupid. You get beat by 85 in a football game, so that's not fun. So I like Call of Duty because it gives me I feel like I'm good enough to hang, And you're playing with these like sweat ball pros, so it's pretty fun. Somebody said, Martha the Zebra said, what happened to Wiggly? It's Wiggly. Wiggy's still around. I talk to him all the time. It's just that we don't live in the same area, and he has to come over here to do that. I was just testing it out, seeing if I needed a Jamie type person, but it's hard like in my place. And then he's like so busy doing his own thing. Wiggy's like he directs music videos and documentaries, and he's like a very busy kid too. But he's also having a baby. We actually having a baby around the same time. It's crazy. We're like a week apart on our due dates, so that's pretty crazy. Let's see. John Aquarius podcast. He said they might not be together, but Jada is still the mother of Will's kids, so I guess that's why Will felt the need to defend Jada's honor. I don't agree with his actions, but I could see the motive. Yeah, I don't necessarily know if that was the motive that night. I don't think he was defending her honor. That's crazy. If you're going to physically assault someone on national television on the most important night of your entertainment career for honor over a dad joke, then he should be fighting everybody, right? He should just be on the streets fighting people. We should see reports of Will Smith getting in altercations all the time. So I don't think that's what it was. That's not what it was at all. All the information that has come out, everything that she said, we now know that's not what it was. So all the dudes that are we're saying that, y'all are very mistaken that he didn't do that for his wife's honor. They hadn't even been together for 6 years. Anyways, all right. So that's enough of these comments right here. Let me go to let me see if there's anything in the Q&A that I want to answer for you guys. Let's go to questions. Let's see what we got here. Somebody at Muchizi Night Away. Whatever. I hate your names, guys. I hate them. Yo, what's up, Griff? You ever gonna come back to the Laugh Out Loud Comedy Club in San Antonio? Yeah, probably. I was just there. I don't know when that was, so I gotta usually it takes a year to come back. Stay Smoking said, "Are you scared of being an old dad?" In quotes. You are having a kid of a little late in life. I had my first kid at 25, so it's just curious on your feelings. Good luck, brother. You got this. You know what? That's a fair question, and I think I've talked about it before, but I'll talk about it again just to answer this question. I do think about it, but what am I supposed to do? It is what it is. I just my life plan was just different. It happened the way it happened. And so here I am, having a kid at my age, and I'm just going to try to do the best I can, give the kid as much love as I possibly can while I'm still alive. But I do think about it, and I want to, it does inspire me to want to take care of myself more so I could be around, for as long as possible. And also, it's like you hear stories of people being like, you go to their school and everybody's like, oh, is that your grandpa? Why's your dad so old? It's like all that kind of stuff. But for me, I don't know any of it because I never had a dad. So I don't even know what you're supposed to do or not supposed to do or what I was missing out on. So all I could do is just be as present as possible for as long as I can and just give love, right? That's because I think, so what my mom did for me as much as she could, having to work and do all that kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to doing all the things that I never got. I want to pick my kid up from school. I want to be at the games. I want to be in the stands being like, let's go, or whatever my kid wants to do. If my kid is, whatever it is, ballet, figure skating, weightlifting, whatever it is, I want to be there. So, but thanks for the question. Cloudy17. Hey, Griff, just want to say you're a cool dude. All right, I appreciate that. So somebody said, when will the Twitch subs be able to play a custom match together? You know what? You're right. Okay, I'm gonna do it. All right. I just get, you know how it is. It's so, you know what? Actually, let me tell you what the real issue is with that. Something's going on my Activision account where I can't interact with other people and I can't hear any proximity chat. I can't add people to my games. It's been going on now for almost a year. I put in two support tickets to Activision, no response. They were responding at first, and then they just stopped responding. Did a second ticket, nothing. They don't care. They're not trying to help. They're just like, whatever, hope it works out for you. Yeah. So anyways, all right, guys. So that's where we're at there with all the question and answers. Appreciate all that. You know, that was good. Good interaction today from everybody. So let's get into the stuff I wanted to get into today. So first up, I want to talk about the NBA season that's out right now, guys. Like this is going to be, I don't know what kind of season this is going to be, but we're coming to the end of an era of, so like I'm old enough to remember the end of Jordan era. So when Jordan was with the Wizards, it was already like, whoa, this is the end of greatness, And then, but there was people there to take it over. It was Kobe, it was Shaq, those people. And so we sort of had that sort of Kobe, Shaq era. And then LeBron was coming in. He was going to be a rookie. So then we had this, like, we saw the people that were going to take over the league, So that looked good. Now it's like, we're coming to the end of LeBron's era, man. He's like he's on a minutes restriction. I mean, let's be honest. The dude's going to turn 40 during the season, I believe. The fact that he's even playing at this kind of level is like, wow, amazing. Kudos to you. But is it good enough to win a championship? Is it good enough to so he needs his team. And Anthony Davis last night, he just did not have a good game, man. He didn't look like a MVP. And he's got to be the MVP of the team, He's got to be the MVP. He's got to be the best player on the team, and he's got to be in the top 3 players on the court, no matter who's on the court, his team or the other team. He has to for the Lakers to have a chance, and he just is so inconsistent. It's just very disappointing. But who's taking over the league now, man? Who's it going to be? You got Ja Morant and then all his off-the-court issues. Fat Boy and Zion Williams, is he going to be? They thought he was going to be the one. Is he going to be the one? Who knows? Jason Tatum, he's had his chances, can't do it, right? And then you got guys like James Harden, can't do it. You have 76ers guy, the center. It's like you have all these people, but none of them really stepping forward. And then now you have this sort of other team in Denver that. So you got Jokic and you got Jamal Williams. What is it? No, Murray, Jamal Murray. So they look great. They won the championship, so they look good. But they're not they're not exciting. If you're from Denver, you love them. But the rest of us are like, oh man, I wish some. They're not fun. You know what I mean? But I love basketball, and they're tremendous in terms of basketball. If you're really into basketball, defense, plays, watching how they move, watching how they pass, watching how they play together, if you're into that, but just the superficial, your eye test, you're kind of like, okay, they're boring. But I think the guy that's going to be the one is this Wembanyama. Am I saying his name right? From Victor W. The one is security guard slapped Britney Spears. This dude might be the one, man. 7'4", handles, shot. He got that dog in him. So we'll see. So he might be the next thing, but I just wish he wasn't in San Antonio. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens there, man. So right now, it's looking like the Denver Nuggets are the best team in the league still. So they're the team to beat. It's Denver Nuggets versus the field, man. So we'll see what's going on. They got great players. Of course, they got Jokic, 2-time MVP. Could have been 3-time MVP. He actually should have won last year considering how he played. Jamal Murray's great. He's back from his ACL, and he's still great. Aaron Gordon, Aaron Gordon is revitalized his career. He's exactly the kind of player He needs to be with a couple of superstars, and then he can shine his defense and then Michael Porter Jr. So they're looking good, man. Milwaukee Bucks, I haven't talked about it a lot, but like getting Dame Lillard with Antetokounmpo, like this is it. Antetokounmpo already proved he can win the championship, even though that championship was a little suspect considering the injuries of the Nets. But whatever, they did what they were supposed to do and they won. So now you add Dame Lillard, who we all think is a really fantastic player. He's been a fantastic player for his whole career, but now he's in a position of where the pressure is on. Put your money where your mouth is. You know, it's like you got game. It's Dame time. He's always tapping his wrist for Dame time. Now it's Dame time. Show us what you got. Now there's no excuses for neither one of those guys. Antetokounmpo just signed a 3-year extension, so they're looking to win now. And I think if we see Milwaukee, Denver in the championship, I'm not going to be surprised. That's going to be a great, thing. What's next? We got some other teams I'm looking at. Boston Celtics, always perennially good now. In the last 7 years, the Boston Celtics are just always there. They're always. But can they get over the hump? That's the thing. But I like this team. They got Jason Tatum. He every year he's maturing. He's only 23 years old, so maybe now he can get it together. Jaylen Brown. Those are two all NBA players, right? Now, Drew Holiday, who in the deal for Lillard, he ended up now, and that guy was great with a ring on his finger, and he was a big part of that. And then Kristaps Porzingis, who he reminds me of how Aaron Gordon is for Denver. Porzingis was supposed to be a superstar. He's not, but he is a great addition when you have other superstars. So I think the Celtics are right there too. Would not be surprised if the Celtics were in the championship. And of course, you got to go with the Phoenix Suns. You know, when you accumulate this kind of talent in one place, how can you not think that they're going to do well? Hey, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, 3 of the best scorers in the league. My question for them is, can they play defense, and can the rest of the team fill in the blanks? So we'll see. But for right now, they are looking delicious. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, I'm not a huge Kevin Durant fan. I just think he is who he is. I think that the injuries that I think his mentality, his injuries, I think that his basketball acumen, if that's the right word, and his intelligence about the game is greater than his ability to play the game because of age and attrition, you know? So that's the tough part about where he's at. But I hope it works out. I hope it works out for him. I'd like to see him finally, live up to what we say that he is outside of Golden State, you know? So we'll see. I just don't see Kevin Durant at that age, as hard as he plays, as fast as he plays. I just think that he's going to be out 30 games this year. I hope I'm wrong, but that's just where I see it. And then you got you got the Lakers. I think the Lakers did a fantastic thing last year. Can LeBron stay healthy? But if Anthony Davis doesn't play like a freaking all-star, MVP caliber player, Lakers have zero chance. I don't want to talk about them anymore. That's all we got. And obviously, Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors back in the mix. They got they got some good players now. They still got Steph, Clay, Wiggins, Draymond, Chris Paul, who's now starting. But come on, guys. Is Chris Paul gonna finish the season? Is he gonna be available in the playoffs? I doubt it. We'll see what's going on with that, man. And then you got the other honorable mention teams. You got the Knicks. The Knicks, they're looking good. I mean, I'm not a big Knicks fan, but they played well last year, and this is a blue collar bunch of players they have. Brunson showed himself to be like an MVP caliber player. Then you got Julius Randle, Barrett, Josh Hart. We'll see how they do, man. Philadelphia 76ers, I heard today James Harden is going to show up. I think that there's new rules in the NBA from the collective bargaining agreement. So James Harden, I was listening to First Take today. I think James Harden messed himself up by saying he doesn't want to play for them because he got lied to. So then he doesn't have any like leg to stand on for not wanting to show up. Now he can't be a free agent. You know, it's like I think that this NBA owner is going to be like, nah, man, you playing with us. You don't want to play? Okay, don't show up. We're going to save all the money that we're going to save for finding you because he's losing salary every time he doesn't show up. So I think he wants to like be like whatever. I think they'll just like put him on the bench or whatever. Like just who knows what's going to happen with that. But they're not going to pay him the money that he wants. So we'll see. But, you know, if he is playing and playing well, I think that they're good. Somebody in the chat is asking about Dwight Howard could help the locker room. I know if you guys know, but Dwight Howard's in a little bit of trouble right now. He's, you know, anyways, it sucks. Like, you know, it's like who knows if whatever happened is true or not. I mean, you know, that kind of thing actually happens to professional athletes all the time. It happens actually a lot more than you think. People accusing professional athletes of things, and then it turns out that it was a money grab. I'm not trying to blame victims or nothing like that. I'm just telling you that actually happens a lot more often with those type of high profile. They're out at a club. Somebody's like, oh my God, you know, and then they end up settling because it's just easier that way. Lawyers go, just settle, just pay this person $100,000 and get out of this, you know, or whatever it is. So this might be one of those situations. But who knows? And or you know, but then it also has to do with like another man. So this man is saying, and so then Dwight Howard had to come out and be like, "Hey, this was a consensual relationship." So he basically had to come out. He had to come say, "Hey, I'm gay," or I'm bi, or whatever, just to prove his innocence. You know, and which is like that's a terrible way for you to like have your business out in the street, but it is what it is. All right, let's get back to it. Cleveland Cavaliers are going to be good. Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Mobley, Allen. That team is, but they need experience. A lot of these teams are great, but they just need some more experience. Miami Heat, the only difference between Miami Heat last year and this year, even when they made it to the finals, is Tyler Hero is going to be healthy. Is he enough? I don't know. We'll see about them. Memphis Grizzlies, once again, I think that Ja Morant is going to be suspended for a few games, like I think a lot of games. So we'll see what happens. But they're always a good team. But, again, they need experience. Can they get over the hump? I don't know. We'll see. And then my Clippers, man. Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Russell Westbrook. Listen, I always have faith in my Clippers. Kawhi Leonard says he's 100% healthy. Can they do it? They have the team. They have the talent. They have one of the best coaches in the league. They got a deep bench. Come on, Clippers. But, you know, it is what it is, man. Sacramento Kings, Final Four last year. Can they do it again? They were young. They surprised people. I don't know if they're going to surprise anybody this year. But we'll see what's going on with the Kings. I love them. Oklahoma City Thunder, dude. This is one of those other sleeper teams that's like, they remind me of Cleveland, where it's like, they just got young players, and can they put it together and surprise people? But these guys are good. Shane Gilgeous-Alexander, I wish he was still a Clipper. That dude's good. They got some good players over there, you know. In the Minnesota Timberwolves, I don't have any faith in Minnesota Timberwolves. I think Anthony Edwards is a superstar, could be MVP, but Karl Anthony Towns, he just is who he is, man. He reminds me of Porzingis and Aaron Gordon and these kind of guys that were like, oh, this guy's going to be MVP caliber, perennial all-star. Some people are not meant to be the alpha dog on a team, but they are really good, right? I think he's like that. So we'll see what's going on with that. And then last one I want to talk about is this New Orleans Pelicans, man. This team could be so good. Brandon Ingram, McCollum, if Zion Williams can get himself together, that team could be dangerous and ready. So we'll see what's going on with that, guys. But anyways, that's my NBA preview for now. And, of course, I'll still be talking about the NFL and the NBA for the rest of the season. So we'll see how that goes, man. All right. Let's talk briefly about, I love talking about Britney Spears because she's just, like, so crazy, man. All this crazy stuff that's going on. So I saw this article about, she got her book coming out. You know what I mean? Britney Spears' book, The Woman in Me, is full of bombshells from Justin Timberlake, Madonna, Christina Aguilera. And then this article goes into, excuse me, the juiciest moments. I tell you guys, I don't know why people do this. Does she need the money? It's like, why reveal some of these things? Like, she already revealed that she had an abortion with Justin Timberlake. Imagine you're Justin Timberlake. You're with your wife. You got your kid. You know, all your Playboy past is what it is. You were a boy band and you did whatever. You dated Britney Spears. Maybe it didn't go well. You guys were young and stupid. And then she writes this sort of tell-all book just from her perspective and just putting it out there like he's a monster, right? She goes in on just like, it's like so bitter. Like, she's just going in on the dude and revealing all this stuff. Then she revealed that, oh, yeah, Colin Farrell and I, we had rough sex. It's like, damn, does that need to be out there? It's like, my God. It's like every time you see Colin Farrell now, you're going to be like, oh, you be getting it in, huh, Colin? So she just really goes in. You know, but she talks about Justin Timberlake, you know, and they terminated a pregnancy. It was a surprise. She just goes in, spills him in. She cheated on him with choreographer Wade Robson, and he's the guy that was accusing Michael Jackson. By the way, that case thrown out again for like the 100th time. This guy has no evidence, and you know he keeps changing his story. Whatever. That's a whole other discussion. So she cheated on Justin with that dude? Okay. She was like, I was loyal to Justin for years, only had my eyes for him with that one exception, which I admitted to him, you know? Justin and I moved past stay together. Then he goes, Timberlake allegedly cheated on Spears too. There was a couple of times during our relationship when I knew Justin cheated on me. I mean, what were they, in their early 20s? Like, what, you know, both of them pop stars. Oh, both of them like some of the most famous people in the United States. Like, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying, like, they both, what were they doing together? Was it real anyway? I mean, it's just young love, man. I just don't know. When you look back on young love and write about it, and then in the way society works now is whatever you did wrong before, that's who you are for the rest of your life if they bring it up again, you know, which sucks. People grow. They change. They were young and stupid. Now she's old and crazy. It's, you know what I mean? All right. Next week we're gonna go into football, guys. Yeah. And then she talks about Christina Aguilera. They were often pitted against each other. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. Yeah. I mean, this is like. She goes, in that story, she said she thought Justin and I should get back together, which was just confusing given how negative she'd been elsewhere, Spears wrote. Even if they weren't trying to be cruel, I felt that they were just pouring salt in the wound. Why was it so easy for everyone to forget that I was a human being, vulnerable enough that these headlines could leave a bruise? Man, I think she's an example of not everyone. Some people have superstar talent, but not everyone has that thing to survive the media and the pressure and all that. And it looks like all that got to her. She goes in on Madonna. She talks about her famous romances. Colin Farrell. She goes in on her Kevin Federline, the father of her kids. You know what I mean? She talks about all her love. I mean, she just really goes in. She talks about drugs and partying. Spears said it was never as wild as the press made it out to be during her clubbing days in the mid-2000s. However, she admitted her drug of choice at the time was ADHD medication, Adderall, which said made me high, yes, but what I found for more appealing was that it gave me a few hours of feeling less depressed. It's like, okay, depression is like, I'm not going to clown anybody's depression or mental health because like it's such a nuanced thing that's so individualized. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, because from the outside looking in, you're like, what? You know, you're taking Adderall, you're rich, you're famous, you're out clubbing with other famous girls, having a good time, having sex with Colin Farrell, your boyfriend's Justin Timberlake. You would see all that and be like, man, why isn't that, you know, what's going on with you? But obviously people get depressed about so many different types of things. So she talks about her acting career. What acting career? Are you kidding me? Of course, the media. And then she goes into this about this conservatorship, which I think was terrible. But who knows now? What do we even know? Like she was in this thing for 13 years. I mean, clearly taken advantage of, treated like a prize pony. Just put out, like, if you're in a conservatorship, should you be like doing concerts that you don't have control over any of your life? Oh man, every time I think about that, I just go. But we'll never know if it was necessary or not. But anyway, I actually want to get the audiobook and check it out because it's like, you know, the random crazy thoughts of Britney Spears. I'm sure it was like what was this about, huh? So, you know, it is what it is, y'all. All right, the last thing I want to talk about is just like a old buddy of mine. I mean, I haven't talked to him that much since he got famous, and I'm not saying that to be like, oh, I don't want to. Like, I'm not distancing myself from the guy because I totally get it. But you know, the comic Hasan. How do you say Hasan's last name? I don't know how to say his last name, so I'm not going to butcher it. But I don't know if you guys have heard this story, but, you know, so he's a comic, and he's very much like a political comic now, too. I mean, he did the Correspondence Dinner roast thing, you know, and he was fantastic, but he was going in. He went hard, you know. I would say he's left-leaning, Arab descent comic. And, you know, so in his specials, he talks about things that have happened to him, like racial events and things like that. And then they did this article in the New Yorker to come to find out that he made up a lot of the stories. You know, he made them up. These things didn't really happen to him. But then, you know, there's this the girl that he claimed, she didn't want to go to prom with him because of who he was, because of his race. You know, turns out that girl actually married. She already had a prom date, and she married a dude just like him, right? So she got an Indian husband now, you know. So it's like, but all right, two schools of thought. This is why I want to end with this. Okay, how do I feel about this? How do I feel about what he did or what even means? The first thing is this: as a comic myself, if you think everything that comics say is true, okay, or if you feel like everything they say should be true and they made this thing funny, okay, I can see why you would think that. I'm not, as a comic, I don't think that that's how it should be. I think that, like, you know, you have a foundation of like, okay, this happened, and then you embellish, you know? Like if you're talking about your wife and that's your joke and your wife did a thing, you might add a couple of things to the story because it makes it funnier. That's just what we do. We're storytellers, you know? That's part of it, you know? It's always great when, like, the thing is like 100% true. That's always great, you know. Like I talk about some things that Rachel has done, and they're like dead on what she's done. It just happens to be that those things are funny. But there's occasion where you add a thing, you add some stuff, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that because, you know, we're performers, you know, we're acting really, you know. So, but there are people that feel like no, everything that a comic should say should be 1,000% true. Okay, I understand why you feel that way. I don't feel that way, okay? And I'm as a comic, and I have done that. I've like when you're talking about something, but not like this though, you know. So then I don't agree with what he did, and like especially if you're talking about someone specific, and then that person could get backlash for that. It's one thing to make up facts. It's one thing to like that are just surrounding you. But when you do it like that and then it gets back to people, I don't like that. So and then to have this thing where it's like, well, these things didn't happen to me, but it's my emotional truth. I don't like that. I think just own it. Just own it. Because here's my next point about what I really think about this is, you know, this is just a sign of the times for like more liberal, sensitive people. These people are so easily manipulated. Hasan weaponized cancel culture. He weaponized it, and he made it a part of his set because he knew all the people that subscribe to this, that think that the victimhood and how racism is everywhere and how abuse is everywhere and how the white man is terrible and how white people are terrible. That side of the country, which includes a lot of white people saying this too. You know what I mean? He weaponized that for financial gain because he knew if you just say this stuff, that side goes, oh my God, I can't believe this happened, because they don't really care. They just want to announce to everyone that they're a good person. I'm a good person, so I'm going to support him and his comedy because I can't believe that happened to him. And then they put it on the internet and they're like looking at all their friends like, right? Look what a good person I am. The left, those type of people, and it's not all left, but it's just, for the most part, it seems to be, it's all this sort of lefty, progressive type people. Y'all are so easily manipulated. You should be furious at him because of that. This is just like Jussie Smollett. He was going through whatever he was going through, and he said, oh, I know what to do. I'll just claim I was gay bashed. And then all the left will be like, oh, I can't believe this is happening in our country. And then they start doing that. No proof. This is my problem with that side. They don't need proof. They don't need facts. They don't care about due process. All they care about is letting everyone know how they feel about things. That's wrong. That person's the devil. Cancel that person. And then they move on. Right now, because of what he was talking about and saying this emotional truth thing, this other side is so fucking stupid that they don't even realize how they were manipulated. They're sitting there and they're going like, oh yeah, emotional truth is real. Bro, no, it's not. Okay? We cannot live like that. We cannot. The fact that he had to make all this stuff up because he felt, oh, this would be great for material and people will eat this up, that's a sign that we're actually doing better than you think. We can't make everything about being a victim. We can't make everything about racism and sexism, and we can't make everything about that. There are instances where these things are going on, and we should do something about those things. But let's not make it a blanket like the whole world is terrible. But man, y'all need to wake up. If you're on that side, if you're such a liberal person that all you're doing is looking for, people not saying the right pronouns, and you're looking for any act of racism and sexism, any act of abuse, and you want to just jump on it to be like, hey, look, I am against that. If you're one of those people, man, you are so easily fooled. And that's what he did. I wish he would just own that. I wish he would just come out and be like, yeah. Well, I mean, you know what? It's so, like, this is what that side wants. They buy tickets. You give them what they want, whether it's true or not, and they'll come out in droves just to be like, oh, I support you. I mean, it's like, because you're so easily fooled by that, it's time to wake up. Let's get back to having due process. Let's get back to, like, hearing the facts. Let's get back to, like, hey, is this true? Explain to me why. Let's get back to innocent until proven guilty. Let's get back to that. Okay? All right. Guys, excuse me. I hope that you didn't hear that in the mic because it's probably disgusting, whatever that sounded like. But, yeah, man. Thanks for being here for Riffin with Griffin. Next week, I'm probably going to try to do real world advice from a grown-ass man. I want to get that back. If you want to send me a beat, all you budding producers, send me a beat. I got this guy. His name is JJ Fisher. He sends me a lot of dope beats, man. I love this kid. And so, like, right now, I haven't even heard this beat, and we're going to use this new beat for the rap recap. But once again, I just want to remind everybody about my dates. This weekend, I'll be in Greenville at the Comedy Zone in Greenville, October 27th and 28th. And then November 1st at the Hollywood Improv, the main room. I got my Erik and friends, got some good buddies coming out, really funny dudes coming on that show, and chicks. Improv in Orlando, November 2nd. I really want to sell this out. So one night only in Orlando. Come on out, guys. And Side Splitters in Tampa, November 3rd and 4th. So that's my little Florida run right there. And then some other dates I'll be out there doing some stuff. So come check me out. And make sure you check out Matt Rife Special on November 15th. Natural Selection, directed by Yo Boy. All right, y'all. Okay, this that new beat. Woo, fishy make you move your feet. With that rap recap. Here we go, you know where it's at. Woo, NBA is back. Lakers looking whack. Denver on the attack. Milwaukee, they got my back. Woo, Britney's book is out. She gave a lot of negative shout out. Doing it right. That's right. Woo, my boy Hasan. That motherfucker did it wrong. Woo, Riffin, yeah. I see you next week. I love this beat. Make him on your feet and go ski. All right, y'all. Thanks, Fishy, for another dope beat. And I'll see you guys next week.